I was just reflecting today, a long time ago, I think it was like 2016 or 2015. I took this Dave Ramsey course, uh, Financial Peace University. I recommend it. I really enjoyed it. But one of the things he talked about, one of the side videos, was this concept of investing basically to pay for your cars. And it was, if you invest the average car payment into the stock market, you could have your cars paid for through the gains in there, and it'd be a perpetual, paying for your cars essentially. And you can see here, this, so what's up on the screen here is, a blog I did. It looks like the blog I used to write on. Not saying it's the best English, but back July 30th, 2017 was my last entry. I ended up having to sell this fund going through divorce, but it's kind of getting re-inspired again to maybe invest for assets to cover, such as a car, because I do want to buy a car. I have a car now, but I want to replace it at some point. And so in this here, you can see I was kind of just throwing money in blindly. This is what got me into stocks. So, and I had started it in 2015, I guess. And it looks like I invested $480 or $460 per month, and it was growing. And then I used to collect which cars I could pay for with with those gains. Um, Sorry, I keep saying. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that concept. And so if I'm going to revisit this and set up you know, a fund to pay for a car, and so, we got to figure out what some variables, um, some things to think about. Sorry, I didn't mean to try to bring that over. This is right here. What I'm bringing up is an investment calculator I found online, but I was more curious about what's the average car payment these days. So in 2025, so my gosh, it's been 10 years since I started my last fund. It's kind of depressing because if we did the math, let's just see, if I didn't go through a divorce, well, I mean, it would be totally different, right? But let's step back here. So my initial amount, let's say, was $0. Initial investment. Oh wait, this is not adding investments. That's kind of weak. Initial investment, click your potential investment growth. No, I see like a compound interest calculator, monthly. Let's see if we can get something like that. Edward Jones didn't do the best. Let's see if we can do this one. This is a calculator on my phone. All right, so I'm gonna do this is perfect. Okay, initial investment. Let's do $0. We're gonna do 12%. Um, 5 years. But what about monthly deposits? Oh, here you go. Deposits monthly, perfect. So if I had continued this on for $480 mm, with no increase, um, let's do 10 years ago. How much would be in that fund right now if I got 12% return? Calculate, I'm just curious. I don't want to take a quiz. Okay, scroll down. Oh my gosh, look at this. What kind of car could I get with that? So, sorry, it cracked me up. So I would have put this much money in there. So that's pretty sweet return though. Definitely if you just took out this and just let this keep growing. It was the law of 72 that it would double every 7 years. I don't know. All right, so a $52,000 car. Sweet car, man. Okay, so we know that. So now we know that the current one, let's go back here. So the average car payment now is 745 for new. I wouldn't buy a new. Why? Click on this average car depreciation. You're gonna lose 20% of its value in the first year. You lose another 15 the second year. It sounds scary. We gotta find when that rate of depreciation decreases. So 3 to 5, that's probably reasonable, right? Because that's what our return is. So I'd say anything between 3 to 5 years old is totally fine. Okay. Or you can go for year 5, which might be the ideal. 45% of its value, so you're getting 55% off. Almost rounded up to 60%. Okay, let's go back. So $0, let's do my goal. Let's say I want to buy a car in 5 years. And this is kind of boring, but $745 a month we're going to deposit in there. And I'm going to buy a car in 5 years. Calculate. Could I buy a nice car? Well, of course you could, right? Where's my calculator? Did you guys see it? I didn't see it. Did I do something wrong? Give me $0. All right. Didn't like the 745 monthly. Yeah. Is that the issue? I guess so. I tricked it. Okay. Not, $16,000 car is definitely a nice car. And I guess you could sell your car and then combine it. But anyways, all I'm thinking about is what to do with that. So if you want to turn, your investments to pay for things, you could kind of back tax this even for, let's say, rental properties or anything else you want to buy. But since the average car payment in the US is about $700, and instead of just handing that money over to the bank, our goal here would be to invest it into the stock market. And maybe we'll get a better rate, but I just did 12% for being conservative. But so yeah, so you saw here the average car payment, and then if you over 5 years, we would have a total of $60,000 invested in there. We contribute 44,700. So you can see it really helped out. So I guess if we left it untouched, so let's say we took that $16,000 out. Let's just say we don't even add a dollar to it. This is kind of the fun part. This is Dave Ramsey video, kind of blew me away. So let's say we take that 16,000, we just keep what we contributed. So this is our free car, right? We pay 16,000. We put in our initial investment, make sure we get rid of that. Just go type it in to make sure it doesn't have any issues. Okay. And then we don't add any more payments to it. Let's just say we left it like that. And then we're going to buy another car in 5 years. What kind of car could we get? We can then look at this. Future value is 81. Total interest on that was 36,000. So now we upgraded our car. We sold our $15,000 car, let's say for 10,000. Now you have that 10,000. Now we get a 46,000, and then we can continue doing this over and over and over again every 5 years. And if we always, if we decide we can wait 10 years for a car, what can we get? $100,000 car. So it's crazy. So when let's see if they have a graph. Yeah, I do. You can see the compounding really starting to work for you right here. Big benefits. So I'm not sure if that's actually related to it. Actually, that's $1,000 at 10% for 20 years, but same concept of the graph. So when you finance a car, the things you gotta think about. So let's say we go and get the average car payment 745. That 745 requires you're financing a car. You're gonna be paying interest on that. Let's see what the average car insurance, not insurance. No, I want interest. Ah, interest rate is what, 7.3%. So it's costing you 7.3% APR. So you're paying that APR. And then the problem with the car is it's a depreciating asset, as we saw here. And if you buy a new car, it's really bad. And if we look at the stock market, why the stock market? Let's see if I can. Stock market average return. I'll say last 20 years. Uh, I wanted it per year. Last 20 years. A year? Sure. We can kind of see it. I probably should say the average. Like 10.36, 10%. It's really good. So meanwhile, like since the stocks are going upwards, you're getting that benefit. Cars again lose value. Stocks over time build wealth. So the money you're using to impress someone today, if you're buying a new car, could be costing you this future growth without having to do anything. It just grew on its own from we'll be conservative, 10%, still costing you that total interest earned. So I'm not saying, anything here about if you buy a new car or a used car, you take a loan, but it's something that everybody should consider. So the rules that I'm gonna try to follow is buy used, pay cash, or pay with my interest earned, and basically just keep my overall monthly expenses low so I can invest more. So, all right, everybody, cheers.